What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hot Take Tuesday, Super Bowl edition. I picked all the best hot takes from my Discord server, from my fans in the Discord server. Gonna give you my opinions on a scale from ice cold to piping hot. Ice cold meaning it's gonna happen. It's obvious. Piping hot meaning very unrealistic. It's bizarre. So, if you guys would like your hot take featured in future episodes, next week is the last episode of season 1. Season 2 starts March 17th. No, not March 17th. It's the week after the new league start. The New Year league start. So make sure you like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you do not miss any future videos. And join the Discord so you have your hot takes featured in the future. So let's not waste too much more time. Let's get right into the first hot take. First hot take that we have here is by Tones. Travis Kelce wins Super Bowl MVP. Now he dropped 2. I like this one more. That's another thing. You drop as many as you like, but the one I like most is the one I'm going to feature. I like this one. Travis Kelce wins Super Bowl MVP. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. My only problem with this is the caliber of the quarterbacks that are playing in this one. Quarterbacks on these football teams, on these two football teams, are phenomenal in their own ways. Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. The better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. All around. Maybe not rushing. Everything but rushing. Jalen Hurts. Very, very effective runner. One of the most effective running quarterbacks in the league. And he's a decent passer. He still has a lot to prove in passing the football. That could show this Sunday in a Super Bowl matchup where he's going up against former MVP. Most likely to be second 2-time MVP. Mahomes is phenomenal. And it doesn't matter how good it does matter how good your defense is to an extent. We saw it in the Buccaneers and Mahomes Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl could be similar. It's a similar matchup. Just a mobile quarterback. And, the Chiefs have a much better offensive line, much better defense. But, let's get back to the point. Travis Kelce wins Super Bowl MVP. So that kind of helped my point a little bit. I mentioned the quarterbacks because it's going to be very hard for Kelce, any non-quarterback, to win the MVP in this one. If the Eagles win, I could see it being maybe A.J. Brown, maybe someone on the defense, like Darius Slay, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Brandon Graham. One of those guys. But if the Chiefs win, Mahomes has had to have a crazy game, right? So I'm going hot in this one. You may be surprised by that, but I'm going hot just because of the sheer quarterback play. And then, if the Eagles do win, it might not all be on Jalen Hurts. It might have been on A.J. Brown, who had a huge game. A.J. Brown is featured later on in the video in a big hot take. But for this one, giving it hot. Starting off strong. I really like this hot take. A little different. A lot of hot takes are, that's a prediction, but this one's a little different. So, really enjoyed this one. Now, going to move on. Next one is from Fishmaster21. Chiefs beat the Eagles 31-28. I like this one. Not a blowout. It's, pending the score prediction, he's predicting a close game. Unless it's some crazy comeback. But I can see it. I can see the Chiefs beating the Eagles 31-28. Now, it's not a good matchup. I'm a matchup guy. I'm a big-time paper guy. You look at it on paper, especially when it comes to Super Bowl and later in the season, you know what teams are. You can look at the matchups, and that's a pretty solid way to determine who's going to win the football game. And, I haven't predicted a Super Bowl wrong since 2017. The Eagles and the Patriots Super Bowl. So, I don't have my prediction yet, but Fishmaster has his. Chiefs beat the Eagles 31-28. So, as I mentioned earlier, kind of mentioned how Patrick Mahomes, if the Chiefs win, Patrick Mahomes kind of had a day. If the Eagles win, it doesn't have to be Jalen Hurts. So, right there, you kind of take away that. What was that on my desk? Oh, it's just tape from work. But kind of take away from that the Philadelphia Eagles have a much better overall roster. One of the best rosters that you've seen in a long time. Probably since the 2017 roster. Maybe since the Rams last year. The Rams had a good roster. Wasn't dominant. But this Eagles roster is dominant. And it's going to be very difficult for this Chiefs offense line to block long enough for these guys to get open. The Chiefs have some good wide receivers. It's all dispersed around the room. It's not just number one with Tyreek Hill. This is why I said earlier, and there's another hot take coming up, why this game could end up like the Bucs and the Chiefs. The only difference is Chiefs have a much better defense, and the Chiefs have an insanely much better offense line. Insane offense line. I mean, it's insanely better from where it was, and it's healthy. So I think the Eagles are going to get good pressure. Fletcher Cox Fletcher Cox is kind of, on the downside of his career. But you have 4 guys on the defense line who had 10-plus sacks this season. Wild. We're going to have to see how that Chiefs offense line gets it done. But if you know how Andy Reid calls his offense, how he has the offense constructed, you may not think it is, but if you watch some tape, you go over the system a little bit, it's more of a dink and dunk offense than you think. It's not crazy dink and dunk. Obviously, he's aggressive, but Andy Reid isn't scared. He likes to go down the field. It's really schemed for short stuff. But with Patrick Mahomes and some of these weapons that he's provided every year, Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster, MVS, previously used to be Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins. You look at those guys, and you're able to take shots. Not every team can do that. That's kind of this team's problem back here, to say the least. When you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, those kind of weapons, you don't have to exactly follow that scheme. But when you're playing the Eagles now, you're going to have to dink and dunk a little bit because you have to see if your offensive line is going to be able to hold up. I think the first drive for both of these teams, I think you can determine who's going to win after the first 2 drives. If the Eagles come out and they run the ball like they have been, just pounding the damn football, the Eagles' offensive line is insane. They come out pounding the football like they have been successfully, I don't see the Eagles having a problem in this game. Then on top of that, if their pass rush comes out and really gets after it, Chiefs' offensive line struggles, it could be a crappy Super Bowl. I think it could be. It could be a blowout. But the way Patrick Mahomes plays, the way Andy Reid coaches, it's highly unlikely. They will adjust. They will figure it out. You have Chris Jones up the middle. Now have the Eagles play a guy like Chris Jones and see who they played. You saw that they played the Giants. Dexter Lawrence pretty good. KT on the outside. They have some solid guys in the middle. They have a solid defense. Then the Eagles play the Niners. Pretty good defensive front. Not great against the run. Not as good against the run as you'd think. They don't have that. They don't have great bodies up front. You could argue the middle of that defense could be their weakness. Now the Chiefs. Chris Jones is a whole different animal from all these other guys. Whole different animal. Chris Jones could give them problems. Jason Kelce, he's a smaller center. But he plays so well, so technically well, it doesn't matter. And, maybe Chris Jones could find a way to exploit that, though. Both phenomenal players. Maybe something's going to have to break, right? So maybe that's what breaks Chris Jones' strength, his pass rushing ability. We'll see what Jason Kelce does. Now, of course, you have Lane Johnson. You have Jordan Mailata. You have some other phenomenal players on the offensive line. So, if the Eagles come out running the ball, well, and the Chiefs cannot stay out in the field long. They can't get offense going. The offensive line can't going. Even though, I think they're going to be able to scheme around that. If it doesn't work like that, I think they can adjust on the fly, just on the go. But I think this is a very good take. This is cold, my friend. This is cold. I don't think it's a hot take. I think this is a very realistic score prediction. Now, with the Chiefs winning, yeah, I'm going to change it to warm. I'm going to change it to warm because I think the Eagles win. I think there's a better chance the Eagles win, but Mahomes is going to keep the game close. That's why I'm not going hot or piping hot. You have Mahomes, Andy Reid, MVS, Juju, Travis. Games, the game isn't over until it's fourth quarter and that clock hits triple zeros, baby. It's not over. I'm giving it more. Another solid hot take. Next one we got here is from Daily Colts Podcast. Very good Colts podcaster. Go give him a shot. Been grinding, trying to get his content out. Go give him a chance. Mahomes injures his ankles, and Eagles win 28-9. So, as I was saying before, this could absolutely be the game. It could be a very similar game to the Chiefs and the Bucs a few years ago. But the way the offense is constructed, I think they learned from that. I think they're going to call the game better. They're going to have a better game plan this time around. So I don't think it's going to be this bad. It could be. Like I said, the first offensive drive for each team is going to determine this game. You know what sounds crazy? Especially when you have Patrick Mahomes on their side. But if the Eagles can run that damn ball, and that defensive line gets after it, it's ferocious, it's relentless, you're gonna have issues. And then maybe those receivers could get open quick, but you have some pretty damn good corners as well. It's not a good matchup for the Chiefs at all. So this is possible. Although I'm gonna give it hot because Patrick Mahomes is not gonna go without scoring a touchdown unless it's touchdown, a miss point after try, or extra point attempt, and then a field goal early in the game, and then maybe you just pull away in the second half or something. But I'm going to go hot just because of that point margin. Pretty big if you ask me. 19 points? No, I'm not sure. All right. Next hot take we have here is from LCCJS27. Chiefs defense struggles. Eagles offense soars. Eagles win 34-19. Kind of similar to the other one. This time it's a 15-point game. It's a 1.5. I mean, I guess it's just about 2 possessions. Touchdown, extra point, 7. Then you have touchdown, and then you have to hit a 2-point conversion. You don't get that 2-point conversion, or if you miss an extra point, that could be a huge difference. That could kill. But maybe the Chiefs' offensive line can't take it no more because of the rotation. Eagles' rotation is phenomenal. And maybe that Chiefs' defensive line, that Chiefs' defense is exhausted and just cannot do it no more. And the Eagles take it out then. I could see it. I could see that happening. But Mahomes won't let it happen on the offense. But we'll have to see. Mahomes can work his magic, man. Run all around. You got to keep him in the pocket. He gets out of the pocket, you're going to have problems. In the pocket, you still have problems. So, I'm giving this one hot as well. Yeah. I'm going to give it hot just because of the point margin. A little too much, in my opinion. Next hot take we have here from K in the building. A.J. Brown has 150 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and Mahomes throws 2 picks. Interesting one. Got basically 2 in 1 here. So A.J. Brown has 150 receiving yards, 2 TDs. I'm going piping hot. You may be telling me I'm crazy, yelling at me through the screen, but you know what? I don't think there's going to be enough volume. I think they're going to run the ball well. The Eagles are going to run the ball well. They're not going to pass that much. And on top of that, they spread the ball around. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, Miles Sanders out of the backfield. You have a lot of other options there. Kenneth Gainwell out of the backfield. You have a lot of options. So, just going piping hot off of that sheer fact. Then, the Chiefs' defense is much better than you think. Chiefs' defense is not bad at all. Don't underestimate the Chiefs' defense. They are phenomenal in press coverage. Now, A.J. Brown can feed on press coverage. But Andy Reid, defensive coordinator, I believe they're going to figure it out. They're a dynasty in the making for a reason. They have phenomenal staff, phenomenal head coach. They'll be fine. I don't see them having a hard time scheming it. But against the run, they may just not have the guys. And linebackers are so important. I'm not sure if they have the linebackers to do that. They have solid linebackers. Not horrible. They're not great. Not sure if they're good enough. And 2 TDs. Piping hot. Maybe just 2 TDs is possible. Maybe some red zone targets. And he catches 2. He just catches 2 and has a good TD game. But have 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. That's piping hot in my opinion. And Mahomes throws 2 picks. I'm going to go hot. I don't think it's piping. Maybe he throws one early. Maybe he throws one late. I can absolutely see that because late you might have to force some things. Especially it's getting late in the game. Eagles offense is really getting it going on the ground. Getting that defense tired. About 5 minutes left. Down 7. You have to go for it. Maybe he forces in there and he tries. And there's nothing there. Maybe a Hail Mary at the end just doesn't make it. Maybe he just flat out throws 2 picks and still finds a way to win. Because that Eagles defense is incredible. Linebackers, incredible. Defensive line, incredible. Defensive line rotation, the top 8, incredible. Cornerbacks, incredible. Slot cornerback, incredible. Safeties, incredible. That defense is a phenomenal defense. That offense is phenomenal. This is one of the most well-balanced, put-together teams in the National Football League in quite some time. That's a fact. Mahomes throws 2 picks. Hot. Still think it's hot because he's such a good quarterback. He may not throw. He can get aggressive, but he's also smart with the ball. He throws it away. He'll throw it to the ground. He won't force anything. He'll take a sack if he needs to. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show where your fans welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, put that post notification bell on so you do not miss any future videos. Hot Take Tuesday, NFL content. This is a place for you, I promise. This is JDW Sports Talk Show. Signing off. Might help if I press the right button.